Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. How is everybody today? It is Sunday, it's the weekend, and here we are. We got two shows today. Yeah, two shows for you for our entertainment lifestyle talk show series. First, starting off with our dear friend, longtime dear friend, Irish soprano, vocal coach, founding member of Celtic Woman, Lisa Kelly is in the house. She is joining us live from Georgia, USA. We're going to have some great crack with her, great chat, and some music as well. We're going to catch up on all the cool things that she's doing and how she survived the pandemic and all the great things. So she's joining us in just a minute. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we have the one and only music legend from the Pointer Sisters, Anita Pointer, is joining us live. So double lovity today on the Jim Masters Show live. We've been really cranking out the shows for you 7 days a week here. And if you're joining us for the first time, hey, we welcome you. This is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series that we started 1 year ago, and we actually had a big gala, celebrity-filled celebration episode a few days ago. And if you didn't see it, you can see it on our YouTube channel. A lot of my celebrity friends and guests popped on. We had video tributes that came in from past guests and viewers. We looked back at some of the funny, hilarious, wacky moments that have happened live on air on the Jim Masters Show live, and it was epic. So we're still, on the high of the 1 year anniversary, and over 400 episodes live, 7 days a week we have done of the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series with an international audience. We welcome all of you. Sometimes you hear the word lovity bantered around here on our show, and that is because in the summer I said the show has light, love, and levity, and I slipped up and said lovity, and everybody fell in love with the word. So the viewers call themselves the Lovities. They're part of the Jim Masters Show live Lovity Squad. They call me Mr. Lovity. They call this Lovity Hall, which is our studio here. This is actually our home studio along the coast. We're in the greater New York area in the United States, along the southern New England coast between New York and Boston. That's where we do this show every day. And for those of you who've been watching and supporting the show by telling everybody about it and doing Instagram likes and thumbs up on our YouTube channel and just joining us on Facebook and everywhere else, we thank you very much. All those comments, all those tweets, all those private messages telling us how much the show moves you. It's helped you through the pandemic. It brings levity to you. You learn something new and you've really enjoyed it. That means a lot. I'm a television and radio host, personality, journalist, actor, writer, producer. I do this kind of work professionally in broadcast media. So to hear those words from amazing folks like you really, really touches me. And I thank each and every one of you. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so awesome to have you here. We love when everybody watches the show and shares it. Again, our very special guest is Irish soprano and wonderful vocal coach. She has the Lisa Kelly Vocal Academy in Georgia, and it's an amazing place. And of course, you know her as the founding member of Celtic Woman. We're so excited to welcome her to the show. Let me tell you a little bit more about her background. If you are joining us for the very first time, again, we welcome you. Many of you I know watch all the time, and we thank you so very, very much for, again, all the comments, all the love, all the support. You guys are amazing. This is a really cool picture that brings back memories for you, I'm sure, as one of the founding members of Celtic Woman. Multi-platinum selling recording artist, singer, and actor Lisa Kelly. She hails from Dublin, Ireland, best known to audiences worldwide through her performances with Irish music phenomenon Celtic Woman. As a founding member of Celtic Woman for 9 years, she has toured the globe, performing in some of the most prestigious venues, including Carnegie Hall, New York, Radio City Music Hall, and many, many others. Orchard Hall in Tokyo, Sydney Entertainment Center, the Greek Theater LA, Wolf Trap Amphitheater Virginia, the Fox Orpheum Theater, Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado, which is a stunning place, just to name a few. Lisa has also performed at the White House on several occasions for the last three presidents of the United States of America, and has frequently appeared on hit TV shows like Dancing with the Stars, The Today Show, Kelly and Regis, Good Morning America. Of course, Lisa with Celtic Woman has entertained over 5 million people worldwide with their live concerts, well over 1 billion people through their TV concert specials, sold more than 6 million CDs and DVDs combined, and still holds the groundbreaking record of 52 consecutive weeks at the #1 spot on Billboard's World Music charts. Along with her work, of course, with Celtic Woman, she's recorded many songs and compositions for TV campaigns, TV series, blockbuster feature films, soundtracks. Some of those include Disney's Tinkerbell and the Lost Lost Adventure, as well as Japanese epic film as well, and putting that signature Celtic twist on a classic song, Beyond the Sea, for Panasonic Group's LED LCD TV sales campaign. Prior to Celtic Woman, you may remember she also starred in Riverdance, the show, as the lead female vocalist, and toured the world for over 4 years. During this time, she managed to record her own Irish CD entitled Lisa, which topped the Billboard World Music Charts for multiple weeks. Her first love has always been musical theater, and she starred and played in the lead roles such as Chess and Fiddler on the Roof, Oklahoma and Chicago, and so much more. Classically trained at an early age, she also created with her husband Scott the Lisa Kelly Vocal Academy, the Voice Academy in Peachtree City, Georgia. The Lisa Kelly Voice Academy is amazing. They wanted to establish this non-competitive, confidence-building environment for budding vocalists and performers to thrive in, and they've been doing that ever since day one when it first opened. The Lisa Kelly Voice Academy is really an amazing place. Let's welcome my dear friend Lisa to the show. She and I have known each other. We just calculated how long, 17 years ever since Celtic Woman came over to the United States. And I was one of the first to interview all of the ladies from Celtic Woman. There's Lisa Kelly. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Hello, how are you? I'm the most memorable, I would like to add.
Yeah, I love Mairead Nisbet always says my favorite TV hosts, and I say, please put that in writing. I love it. You guys
we had
are the
fun
best.
that day.
I remember that day well, too. It was really something extra special. And as a matter of fact, here it is.
Love.
Huh?
And I think there's another photo somewhere of you in the middle of me and Mairead. That before that interview. Oh, there we go. There we go. You
Good
have it.
memory. You're talking, what a memory you have. That's at public television. Yep. And you guys were there for the interviews as Celtic Woman was brand new. And
That's
I got
right.
a chance to interview you guys. Actually, interviewed you guys multiple times on television here in the States. And we've all just stayed connected. We've all just stayed friends. This is a great shot. David Downs was actually there with us that night too. I remember he had come over. Some of the originals there for Celtic Woman. What was that experience like for you? I know I've interviewed you again multiple times, my friend, on television here in the States, but the whole Celtic Woman experience for you, of course, Riverdance was first, and we'll chat about Riverdance, but I know people know you so well from Celtic Woman. What was that like?
Well, I think Celtic Woman, the difference with Celtic Woman as opposed to anything else I'd ever really done was the chance to just be yourself. And it's so very rare that, you know, this when you go on stage, it's so very rare you can be yourself. And Celtic Woman really embraced that. David certainly made sure that we all felt, you know, that we all felt that we were part of something great, and yet it was our own personality and our own style that was really what was wanted for the show. So I think that was it was a huge confidence boost. And for me, I had never worked with so many women. So that in itself was very empowering. It was a great time. It was around the time that Desperate Housewives had just been released. So there was this big, you know, women together, even though they were probably killing each other, Desperate Housewives, but we weren't. So it was just a really, really nice experience. It was the greatest experience of my life. I got to tour so much all around the States, which I love anyway, but you know, we got to go around the world and see places I hadn't seen before in different cultures, and I got to do it with a group of women that were incredible. And each group, because it changed a lot when I was there was different people all the time, so you got to meet new women, and I learned so much as a vocalist. As a person, there was just so much to learn. It was definitely a learning tool.
I mean, incredible. Did it ever become overwhelming at all because you were touring and constantly recording and just really going at it, all the appearances and everything? Or were you just soaking it all up and loving every second of it?
I don't think it became overwhelming because it's something, as a singer, it's something you always want to do. So you have that, you know, you're so grateful for it. It was the ultimate for me. It was just the ultimate. I had done quite a lot prior to Celtic Woman, and this was just, I think I knew in my heart of hearts, this was my last kind of hurrah kind of thing. This is the ultimate for me. So it was overwhelming because I had my kids on the road with me as well. That was hard. That part was really, really difficult because you're trying to maintain a family life and be on the road, which is very hard to do. But from a work point of view, no, like I loved every second of recording. I loved being on stage. I loved going out and doing my job every night. It was, and knowing that this was my job. I think that was where, because, you know, being a singer in Riverdance, you're still a singer in an Irish dance show. So
Right.
it's, you know, it was wonderful and it was so much fun. But this was all about the girls on the stage. And I know I soaked every minute of it in. I don't remember much of it, but I soaked every minute in while I was there.
So how did that opportunity come for you to actually be considered for and participate in the creation of and then the evolution of Celtic Woman?
It was a night in San Diego. I was pregnant with Jack and I was leaving Riverdance, and David had come over to do. I hadn't met David Downs very much throughout Riverdance. He had left before I arrived. So he was just more on a consultancy basis, or he'd come out to do flying squad gigs, or, you know, he'd come in and he'd play the piano every now and again. But like, he wasn't very much involved in in Riverdance when I was there. But I think I did a flying squad gig with him in California, and then he came back and he was just in and out a little bit of Riverdance. And I was leaving to have Jack. And he came into the room and he said, listen, there's a chance we might be doing something with... I'd actually recorded an album with him when I left, When I'd left with Key, I was pregnant with Kean first, and I left Riverdance, and I had recorded an album with David, which is my own album. So we had worked together at that point. And then he had said to me, listen, there's something coming up in September. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I'll have the baby in August. I won't be doing anything in September. Sure. I'll do it. Really, genuinely only doing it because I felt it was just going to be a one night thing. But yeah, it was obviously wasn't. But it was like, I love David. I love working with David. So I would have done anything David asked me to do because I had such belief in his thought process and his creativity and the things. He really knew me as a singer. And really, for the first time, I think I felt embraced by somebody as a singer. I felt, wow, this guy really thinks I'm good. And that's an incredible feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah. And even Riverdance. What was it like being a part of Riverdance, and how did that come about for you, Lisa?
Oh, Riverdance was mind-blowing. I had been doing quite a lot of shows in Dublin in the 2 years leading up to before I went to Riverdance. I had done quite a lot of musicals, and Dublin's a very small place, and you become, you know, if you do one show and you do really well, you go on to do other shows with different people. And that really was the way it was working in Dublin the time I was there. And I was doing panto which is pantomime in Ireland. We do those at Christmas. Ireland and England are known for their Christmas pantomimes. And I was asked to audition for Riverdance. And I literally just went along, not expecting anything. I went in December, did the audition. They told me that I'd gotten into it, and I was leaving on February 10th of 2000. So I continued with Panto and packed my bags and tried to learn the music for Riverdance on the plane on the way over. It was opening on Broadway at the same time. So I had gone to a rehearsal in Dublin. So I kind of knew what I was doing, but I had never seen the show. So I went in, and I didn't know anything about Irish dance. I wasn't an Irish dance fan. Of course, I'd seen Riverdance in the Eurovision and went, wow, that's incredible. But I really didn't pay much attention to it after that. And I arrived in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I went in to see the show. I bawled the whole way through the show. I was like, how did I not know how amazing this was? And I only got to see it once, and then I was on stage the next day. So it was, my mind was blown. I didn't grow up with much Irish music in my house. It was more kind of musical theatre and pop. So Irish music I wasn't really familiar with. So like the sounds and the fiddle, and I just loved I was blown away. I was a total fan. I'm sure I drove everybody insane for the first few weeks of Riverdance because I kept going, wow, how did they do this?
Exactly. So what was it like when you took that stage for the first time? That had to be something quite amazing.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Again, it was very different for me because Because there was no kind of speaking in it, it was very different to being in a musical. You know, there wasn't really a character. You weren't really playing a character, and yet it's like a musical. And it took me it took me a little bit of time to kind of find my feet. It was more of a choral performance, which I probably wasn't used to either, having come from the background I came from. I'd done choir work and done choral work, but really it was shows that I was interested in. So the music was very, very different, and the harmonies were so intricate. And I loved every minute of Riverdance. I like it. It was very little pressure as a singer, again, because you're the singer in the dance show, and people were really there to see the dancers. You're just a bonus, but it was it was like they were just there to see the dancing. So it didn't feel as pressurized as maybe Celtic Woman might have.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. So, the space in between Riverdance and Celtic Woman, was there a big space, or did one
No,
sort of roll right to the other?
rolled right to there was
Wow.
supposed to be a very big space between. I had told Riverdance that I was pregnant with Jack back, I think, in, it must have been in February. And they were like, oh, well, we'll just, we'll leave you there until you start to show. And sure, I was there until June, and I had Jack in August. So I was very much showing. So I left in June, had Jack in August, and filmed Celtic Woman in September. So it was, and you know what? I think if I had time to think about it, I probably wouldn't have done it. So, everything happens for a reason. It snowballed, and I didn't have time to think. And I said yes to everything, and then our lives we had just bought a new house somewhere, and then we were moving to the States. So it was just everything just kind of snowballed after that.
That is amazing, isn't it? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's been nonstop ever since too, because you've created this really cool voice academy there in
Yes.
Georgia. Uh, First, what was it about Georgia that, the South and Georgia specifically, that attracted you and Scott and the family?
Well, it's a kind of a bizarre story. We were living in New York. Scott was still working in New York at the time, and we were living in New York. And I just felt with, three kids, it was just hard living in New York. So I started to Google the best places to live in America, and there was a whole bunch of lovely places in Boston, and we'd looked in Connecticut, and eventually I found this place called Peachtree City, Georgia. And I just kept, for whatever reason, I just kept going back to it and back to it. And I went back out on the road, and I sent Scott down to do a little bit of a recce on the place. And I remember the day he called me, and I was in the dressing room, and he's like, oh, Lisa, you're going to love it here. People are just smiling everywhere. They're running. This is before he was an Ironman. He's like, they're running and they're smiling. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. So I did a little bit of research. We had the criteria, just had to be, it was a direct flight home. Scott had to be 5 hours time difference. And I just wanted really good public schools and a drive-through Starbucks. So it wasn't much to ask for. But
Yeah.
it turned out to be it's a gem of a city. It really is. It's very, very special.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So when did you realize you wanted to actually mentor and inspire others along the way? You've done it. You know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
You've been on national stages, worldwide stages. You know all the tenacity, all the blood, sweat, and tears, the resilience, the confidence building, all of it that's needed from the ground floor up to be able to pursue these kinds of careers. When did you say, you know what, we want to create this voice academy? Because I'm not done. I reached these pinnacles, but I want to now help others reach pinnacles in
Mm-hmm.
their lives too.
Yeah, I mean, I taught singing before Celtic Woman as well. I always taught singing and piano when I was at home and I was a student and I had done stuff. So I'd always kind of taught. My dad's a teacher as well, and always loved his job. And I genuinely always wanted to be a teacher. That was what I wanted to do, and it didn't happen for me for whatever reason. And both my sisters are teachers, so it's just obviously something that was in our blood. But I remember going to PS22 and singing with Greg Breinberg, and I remember being blown away by his passion for teaching kids. And it was so different to what I was seeing on TV. It was so different to, seeing everybody being so perfect in what they do, because there's so many talented people out there. I saw the work and the love and the genuine inspiration he was giving the kids that he was teaching. And I came out of there and I said to Scott, I want to do that someday. I want to be able to share what I've done with people, with kids, and, you know, build their confidence up and get them to embrace their differences and get them to see that it's less about being perfect all the time as a singer and more about sharing your story and your soul and your heart when you do it, because it's a gift that we're given. And I know we all do this. We all want it to be perfect. But I learned so much in Celtic Woman that, you know, there were so many days you go out on stage and it wasn't perfect for me, or I felt it wasn't perfect, or I knew I didn't sound as good as the day before, that I was sick or I was tired, or and the what you have to do, that you have to give a little bit more of yourself then. And people will come to meet and greets and tell me those nights, oh, you were so much better than the last time. And I'm like, are you serious? That was the worst I've ever sung. But I realized it's more about how you make people feel when you sing. Yeah. And if you can get that into your head as a singer, it becomes less stressful when you perform. And it was really something I was really passionate about. And then when we moved here, one of my friend's kids couldn't get into their church choir because they didn't sing very well. And I remember going, well, hold on a second. That doesn't make any sense.
Like, the church choir of all places?
I'm like, really? Okay. So I was like, that's it, Scott. We're doing this. And we started it in February 2013. And I had just had Harry in June of 2012. So I had taken 6 months off and went and started the academy, which was amazing.
That really is. And how many people do you think have passed through it? And before that, I think you had somebody also celebrating the opening of the Voice Academy too, right?
I did. She was right there by my side. Yes, as she always is. Yes, she was. Chloe was there. Yeah, Chloe's been here many times, many times. Yeah. We have had, I would say we've had over 3,500, 4,000, maybe more. It's, you know, we have on any semester, we have about 200 students every semester. And then I do online lessons then as well. So I have like students from around the world. I teach 2 girls in Japan. I have students in Denmark. I have students everywhere, England, Ireland, California, DC. So it's just become, you know, a full-time thing. Then we do, those pictures are our summer camps. So we have summer camps that we do. It really is the best thing I've done in my life. I love every minute of it, every single minute of it.
That is fantastic. Yeah. That you said that it's the best thing you've done in your life in terms of the career. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing, isn't it? To have this opportunity to have created something as special as this.
It really is. It really is. And anyone who's been will tell you it is. It's a special place. And there's so much more happens than just singing. You know, we don't just sing. We know everything. I know everything about those kids. You know, we have great relationships. It's just, you have to, I think when singing is so personal, it really is. And people are so scared to do it. You have to trust the person guiding you. It's like any coach for anything that you do. And I know when I tried to say to the kids all the time, when I was growing up, it was called voice training because you were training your voice to do something. And I think now it's more than that because it's more mental. They have so much to deal with on a daily basis. They have so much to do in their lives. It's just so much more than just singing these days. It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, you're becoming sort of like a personality in a way now too, right? There's got to be personality involved along with the talent and skill, right?
There really has, and there's only so much I can do on a voice basis with them. There's so much they have to do themselves, but it's getting them prepared to, if this is a career that they want to do, getting them to understand. And I teach in small groups for the most part, except for like my online stuff. But for the most part, I teach in small groups, and I do that especially with teens so that they can understand why the other person in the class sometimes gets parts and they don't, or what, like, so they can hear. And because that's what I learned with Celtic Woman. I learned so much of you can all be wonderful. you can all be wonderful, and understand there's a place for everybody out there. There's somebody will want you just for you. So it was incredible to me to be able to share the stage with four other phenomenally talented women. And yet none of us, well, as it went on, we were all a little bit more from the same backgrounds, but originally none of us were from the same backgrounds. And it was amazing to me to hear like Orla sing, because it wasn't a style of singing I was used to hearing. It wasn't anything I grew up listening to. So seeing how magical that performance could be, or Maeve, or Chloe, or Deirdre, or any of those, and then with all the other women that came in, it was just amazing to watch how other people work. And everybody that I worked with was so incredibly talented and so incredibly professional. And yet we were all from very different backgrounds. So it was that was the one thing I wanted girls to learn, especially, but more so girls than boys, because there's just such a competition between women, I feel, that's kind of enforced a lot among ourselves. It's not, nobody's doing it. We do it to ourselves. We're constantly comparing. So that was something I felt really strongly about, was making sure that, we empower each other and we fix the crown on our sisters' heads.
Beth says that she's online in singing class from Denmark. Lisa's an awesome teacher and person. So she's one of our lovely viewers and your students.
She's the best. She's the best.
Now, there's a lot of lovely here in this photo. What are we seeing here? This is amazing.
This is a couple of years ago. This was that's Molly in the background there, and Laurel is there, and Brianna. Yeah, this was at one of our concerts in Peachtree City. So prior to COVID, we had a concert every year. We have a beautiful amphitheater here in Peachtree City. So we used to do a concert every year. So I would do the concert and Chloe would come join, and I've had Emmett, Cahill, and Paul Byram, and Trevor Martin, and lots of guests. And Colin Farrell is there, not the actor, the fiddle player.
I know everybody gets that confused, right? Yeah.
Yes.
There's two.
I tell everybody my Colin Farrell is as yummy as the other Colin Farrell. He's wonderful. He's just an incredible player. So we do our show, and then we use the kids from the academy to come on stage. And the reason I do it is so that they understand they have to stay there, because we only get one day to rehearse in the amphitheater. So I make sure that they're there all day. They're sitting, they're waiting, they're watching, and they're seeing how hard it is to just put on one show for one night.
Right.
So that's just been great. And that show's been in collaboration with a fantastic musical director here in town called Cheryl Rogers. So I've just been really lucky. It's just been great.
A blessing and a real joy, and loving every second of it too. And I mentioned you guys, when you were Celtic Woman, were on with Regis Philbin and Kelly Ripa on that show.
That's
and you also got to go to the White House too.
Yes.
And Mairead and Chloe mentioned that Lynn Hillary was a guest on the show too. And they've mentioned those experiences. What was that like for you? Here you are on, national television on this beloved. Regis was a friend of mine, and we, say our prayers because we lost him last year.
Yes.
But fabulous to be on that show, to go to the White House, just all of these. Were you pinching yourself sometimes saying, I can't believe what's going on here?
Absolutely. And it was only it's only when you're at those shows and you see the other people that are being interviewed. I think that was when, more so than being on the shows, for me, it was the people that were there being interviewed as well. And you're sitting in the green room with, I always forget his name, TJ Hooker.
William Shatner.
William Shatner. That's terrible.
William Shatner from Star Trek, Captain Kirk.
The first day, the first interview we did on the Today Show, William Shatner was there, and Amber Fry, who was part of that whole Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson murder case. And I'm sitting in the green room going, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So it was those kind of things. And even with Dancing with the Stars, there was, the wonderful gymnast that was there. I can't remember her name either. It's terrible. Getting old. Little Kim was there. It was just, those kind of things are amazing. And obviously going to the White House is just your mind completely blown, that especially, you're a little Irish girl singing there in the White House. That was just insane to me.
It really, I tell you, but great experiences, right? You
the
building
best.
building blocks in your career that you can pay forward as you do with the Voice Academy to others who have these dreams that might be similar. I mean, they saw you with Riverdance, they saw you with Celtic Woman, and they, you know, admire. One of the things about Celtic Woman is the presentation, elegant, professional, you know, warm and affable. And there's kids and others who probably over the years said, gee, I want to do that. I want to grow up to be like that. And you have this glorious opportunity to teach them in so many different ways, not just about the voice, but I'm sure you teach them all these other little nuggets along the way, right?
Absolutely. They need to know that. Yeah, I think they're bitterly disappointed. Well, not so much anymore, because not many of them remember me from Celtic Woman anymore. But when they initially came in the doors, I remember the look of disappointment on their face that I wasn't wearing my ball gown. Just like, who are you?
So they expected
they expected me to be standing there.
They wanted that.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. So they're bitterly disappointed. But yeah, no. It's you have to. I don't think I'm doing any justice to them if they don't understand the hard work. And you know, kids nowadays, especially, you know, they're just a little boring. But you have to wrap them a little bit more in cotton wool than I think we were as kids. And it's just, you know, it's a lot of being in the right place at the right time. And, you know, it's great to have the talent, but you have to be able to back up the talent with so much more than, you know, you have to have the work ethic. You have to have the kindness. You have to be easy to work with. There's just so many other things. So, yeah, we really try and get them ready for this life or any life, because, you know, the same things, the same qualities apply to any position that you take in your life.
That's so right. It's beautifully said. You're instilling these wonderful values and ideas that they will take for the rest of their lives with them, right?
Well, hopefully. I mean, I really think if you can stand up and sing in front of people, you can pretty much do anything.
So how have you been, you know, dealing with all the craziness we've had to deal with in the last year or so? It's been, you and I were chatting before we went live on the air about how crazy and unusual the year has been. I've said that multiple times on this show. I've said the only people I think that could have scripted this last 12 months would have been Rod Serling from The Twilight Zone, Stephen King, the novelist, or Steven Spielberg. How about you? How have you been, and the family? How is everybody doing? And there's been a lot of teachable moments too. We've all had time to reflect about the things in life that matter most: love of family and friends, and our health, and some of those real simple things, compassion and empathy that are of utmost importance, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's been a hard year for everybody. I think for us, as I said to you this, before this, we're in the South, and everything kind of stopped for maybe 7 or 8 weeks, and then everything kind of opened up slowly. Where I live in Georgia, we had very low rates of coronavirus, so you know, everyone was being careful. We were hand sanitizing, taking temperatures, and the academy only really closed for maybe 2 months. I still did summer camp last year. It was smaller summer camp, divided it up. It just, the way of business changed, which I noticed with everybody around here. Everybody just changed the way they did business. From a personal point of view, you know, myself and Scott slowed down a lot over the time. And while you're worried, and you're, you know, because you still have to survive, and we still have 4 kids, and that's the worrying part. Luckily enough, all 6 of us get on really well, and we really like each other. So being stuck in the house, and actually Cian's girlfriend was with us as well, so there were 7 of us, being stuck in the house together and being quarantined wasn't a bad thing at all.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. My babies. We had fun. We made the most of it. We have 4 dogs as well, so there was plenty of love given. I think the hardest thing for us as a family, we're very close to my family in Ireland, and we're used to being over and back all the time, and that's been really hard, you know. But it was very hard for them in Ireland. It was harder at home than it was here, really. For them, they were completely locked down. So that's been hard. I have a new little niece who I've never seen. I get to see her on FaceTime. I'm so grateful for FaceTime because, we did fun things as a family that, like with my Irish family, that we haven't done before. We did loads of quizzes. We did lots of fun things, and we definitely FaceTimed a lot more than we usually would do. So those kind of things have still stayed. I still have every couple of weeks FaceTimes with my sisters, which we didn't do before. So yeah, we got through it. We're alive and we're better for it, I think.
Look how tall everybody's getting, huh?
I know,
In this
they're
photo.
so tall. They've gotten so
Wow.
big. I know, and they're taller than that again. That's nearly 2 years ago, so they're all big
Wow,
now.
they're even taller.
They're even tall. Ellie is nearly the same height as me, and Harry isn't far behind her. So yeah, Scott and I are going to be the teeny ones of the family.
So when you need something that's high up in the
Oh
cabinet,
yeah,
you call one of them and they reach for it.
I've been doing that for years.
Here's a cool shot too. Tell us about this one.
Oh, that was a Christmas concert. I can tell from the lovely red lights in the
Yeah.
freezing cold in Georgia. Yes, I don't even remember what I was singing right there, but it was definitely a Christmas concert.
We have a lot of viewers watching, and thanks for all the great comments, everybody watching live. If you're just tuning in, this is the Jim Master Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series coming out of the United States. My dear friend and the wonderful Lisa Kelly is my special guest, and we've got some music we're going to share with you as well. A couple of the folks who are commenting right now, Lisa, asked if you're going to have another Christmas special or concert coming up.
I hope so. I hope so. As I said, our only real theater here in Georgia is an amphitheater, and I haven't done a Christmas concert in about 2 years. And the date that I would have booked for the last 2 years, it snowed. So yeah, so Christmas is difficult here because of the weather. So I never know what it's going to be, but I'm hoping. I'm hopeful.
That would be really cool, huh?
Yes, I love Christmas concerts as well. They're so much fun.
How many events do you end up putting on with the Academy?
Usually 2 a year. Usually one
You
in
do.
in the summer, and then one at Christmas. That was the way it was for a few years, and then I ended up having vocal surgery, so missed a year. So yeah, so then Corona happened. So
Right,
it's been a long
exactly.
time. It's been a long time.
You and Scott first met through Riverdance, right?
Correct. My first night in North Carolina. Yes.
And then he started involvement with Celtic Woman. Is that how it transpired?
Yeah, he was still working with Riverdance while I was with Celtic Woman. So he didn't move over to Celtic Woman until about 2 years after I was there. So he moved in, and I left about 4 years after that, and then he stayed for another year.
Are the kids following in the footsteps? I know you've got
His
some very,
footsteps.
very,
His footsteps. They're
very
Irish dancers.
literally their footsteps. Yeah,
Yes.
because they
Yes.
are very talented, huh?
They're super talented kids. Yeah, they work really hard. I mean, it certainly has been hard work for them. They didn't start Irish dancing until they were much older. So yeah, they love it though. It's so funny. We try to keep them away from Irish dance as much as possible, but they love it.
But they love it. Well, hey, it's they've got some great teachers and some great mentors there
Yes.
in the household. We've got this news clip that's kind of cool, and it was, I think, sort of announcing when you first was creating the Academy. You were coming to Georgia, creating the Academy, and the local news team came to sort of cover it. And you've been involved in a lot of celebrating Georgia and saluting the community. Very, very much a part of the town, the city, the community too, right?
Oh, so yeah, people always tease me. We have a local Life in the Peachtree City Bubble page on Facebook, where people ask questions, and all my friends, when they ask questions, I text them privately and go, "Oh, I know someone who can do that." They're like, these are people who've lived in Peachtree City all their lives. But yeah, it's funny, the community as a whole were so incredibly welcoming when I moved here. They really were. And I don't think, I know this sounds strange, but I don't think I realized how incredibly popular Celtic Woman was until I lived here, until I moved here, and everybody knew it and everybody knew me, and that was really, really weird, to be honest. That was really unusual, because as much as people loved Celtic Woman, they came to Celtic Woman. I didn't really live here, so
right.
You didn't talk. It was just what I did. I remember my dentist saying that to me. He's like, "It must be very strange that people recognize you." And I said, "No, it's exactly the same when I see you in Fresh Market." I'm like, "Oh, there's the dentist." And then we have huge celebrities that live here as well. Zach Brown lives here, so the whole Zach Brown band live here. And then Pinewood Film Studios moved here.
Yeah.
So Michael Douglas lived here. So he came
That's
in,
right.
stole my thunder for a while. And Chris Hemsworth and Paul Rudd and Cameron Diaz. So this, and it's a tiny town. There's only 32,000 people live here. So it's tiny. And this film studio came in, and all the Marvel movies are shot here, and Tyler Perry Studios are 10 minutes away. So it's turned into very much a very entertainment based area, which it wasn't when we moved here first.
And you even made the news, and we're going to check that out right now. That was kind of cool when they came to sort of cover what was going on, and we have that. The local channel 2, I believe, in
WSB-TV. Yeah, it was the Atlanta channel.
The Atlanta channel. Let's check that out, gang. And we also have a fabulous song that Lisa is going to share with us as well, that we have here. Here is Lisa Kelly moves to Metro Atlanta and makes new life and musical magic.
It's first real 4th of July here in America. Lisa Kelly and Scott Porter spent years touring with Celtic Woman and Riverdance. They have put their fame on hold to make a good life for their children. A Peachtree City strip mall is a long way from the international stages where Lisa Kelly used to perform. But teaching was always a dream. The Lisa Kelly Voice Academy is that dream come true.
I knew I would love it. I knew I would love it, but I didn't realize how much of an impact it would make on my life. It's hard work. It's hard work, but then so's anything worth working for. It's going to be hard work.
Kelly was an original member of Celtic Woman. Her husband Scott toured with Riverdance and eventually managed Celtic Woman. Scott and Lisa spent years on tour around the U.S. They say they got serious about moving here after they had children.
We could see so much more opportunity for them. We believed, in America. We didn't realize at that time in its infancy that we'd end up in Georgia. It certainly is where we see our future, and certainly the opportunities that it can present for the children are just amazing.
The Porters' 4 children are clearly happy in their new home, but there were some things about Peachtree City that were confusing at first.
I was very confused about it. I'm like, what's a golf cart? How do you control this thing? And Ireland, you don't have golf carts. You only have cars, and yeah.
Lisa Kelly is part of our lineup of entertainers for tonight's Georgia Salutes America. So be sure to join me and Channel 2's Zach Klein for a special tribute to our troops and the South's most spectacular fireworks. We will broadcast live from Centennial Park tonight. Our special coverage begins at 9 o'clock, and that is going to happen, I'm told, unless there is some serious lightning.
That was funny.
Poor Jack, I'm mortified.
Golf carts. Say.
Well, our town is known for golf carts. We have 90 miles of golf carts.
Well, Georgia is also home to a very prominent golf tournament that happens to have my last name.
Of course, the Masters.
The Masters.
The Masters. It's crazy. I know we have like 4 golf courses where I live, but the whole town, if you go to the high school, my dad loves when he comes over. My mom and dad sit at the top of the high school and watch all the golf carts lined up. There's golf cart parking. So I can't even, you have to see it to believe it. It's just the funniest thing ever.
A couple of people had asked some of our viewers watching, and we welcome everybody that's watching live from all around the world. Thanks for all the great comments. We're seeing all the beautiful comments coming in. Keep them coming. And those who are watching this later on in the archives, I just want to make note that you can see this episode again and all the episodes over 400 episodes of the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series we have done for about a year now and still going strong. It's unbelievable. 24/7, 365 on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And we would love if you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the exciting daily live episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live, JMS Live, and all the other cool things we do. You know, sometimes, and you know, with Celtic Woman and everything that you've done, all the years I've been in television and radio, I can't believe we've been doing 400 episodes of this show. And one of the guests said, Jim, how have you done 400 episodes? There's only 365 days in a year.
Incredible.
It's like
lots of hard work.
It is. It's a lot of fun too. It's a lot of fun. Yep. And so we have this really fantastic clip that we want to share. And it's you, of course, doing your thing. A couple of people also asked, some of the viewers, if you were going to be recording again, back in the recording studio, recording a CD, anything on the horizon for that.
Yeah. I'd love to. It's the ultimate dream. Yes. I'd love to do that. I have so many songs that I want to record as well, and so many people I want to work with. So yes, hopefully at some point.
Any dream people that you would love to do a duet with? And they don't necessarily have to be Irish artists.
I'd love to do a duet with, that's really hard. And the last time I said that, I said I'd love to do a duet with Zach Brown and ended up singing on stage with Zach Brown. So maybe I'll say Hugh Jackman this time and put that out there.
All right, Hugh, if you're watching this live or in the archives, Lisa's all ready to go. Ring her up.
Ring me up, Hugh. I am ready.
That's Hugh's cue.
Yeah.
Here is Lisa singing a really beautiful song, Hallelujah. Tell us about this special clip we have here, my friend.
This was also one of the shows in Peachtree City. This song is just so beautiful. I've always wanted to sing it. And I think this clip was the first time I sang it. And it was funny because I was so nervous to sing it. You know, it's so funny when you have a song built up in your head for so long. I really want to do this one. And then it comes to it and I'm like, oh, please let this be okay. Everybody knows it and everybody loves it. But it was just so fun to have like my teens behind me singing with me. You know, they make everything. Yeah, I think that was the good thing about using them for shows. I had to maintain a level of, you know what, I've got this.
Yeah.
Whether I had or not. I was like, no, I've got this. Let's just do this, you know. So it was wonderful.
That's fantastic, my friend. Let's take a look at that and everybody enjoy Lisa Kelly and her rendition of Hallelujah.
But you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. Tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
for you, Nicole. Thank you.
I've always known it. I've known it for over 17 years. Your voice is unbelievable. It's so good.
Thank you.
It's very full. You have such a rich textures to your voice. It's a very strong voice.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I heard David once in an interview say that I had a very maternal sound. And I don't think I realized that. You don't know these things about your own voice, you know. But it's a beautiful song, and it's a beautiful song to sing. And so I love that song.
What are some other material that you enjoy? Like, for example, for those watching, you, of course, have a well-rounded take on music, and you don't just listen to Celtic and Irish-themed music, though beautiful and phenomenal. What would be in Lisa Kelly's, iPod right now, or in her car? What kind of music does Lisa like to listen to on a regular basis?
I genuinely love everything. Musicals are, but I'm not really hardcore musical anymore either. I have different songs for different things. I listen to the Hamilton soundtrack all the time because I love that. I love spoken word. So that kind of blew my mind when that started. You'd be surprised I have Eminem in my car. I have Eminem.
And we're not talking the candy.
yeah. I have Karen Carpenter. I have, Kelly Clarkson, Leona Lewis, Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars. So
yeah.
I've like a huge, and then, I have Pavarotti playing every now and again. So it just really, I love all kinds of music. I love really good singing. I love a singer who you can hear their speaking voice in their vocals when they sing. I love being able to recognize people. I've like a huge amount. Honestly, my husband laughs the whole time when he looks at my song list, or my kids, they'll go, "Oh, it's mom's playlist."
So it's literally like a mix of a variety of different things, right?
Yeah, I love Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Connor is one of my favorites. It really is. I have Chloe in there. I have so many. Paul, loads. I've all my friends in there too. I have some country in there. I didn't know much country until I moved here. I've Chris Tomlinson in there. I've like everybody.
Yeah, that's really amazing. And what about songwriting, dabbling in songwriting yourself?
No.
Not something that have you ever tried? Have you ever said, let me put pen to paper and see what happens?
Yes, I will tell you, gym masters, they all used to tease me because I have the least imagination out of any of the Celtic women ladies. I cannot write a song to save my life, but we had to do an interview in Tokyo one year. We were all very tired. It's always very tiring in Japan because there's the jet lag and the time delay. And we were doing we had to do a jingle for some radio show that we were on, and it was about it was Tokyo FM. It was earth conscious. It had to be in the lyrics. And David and Chloe and Orla, or maybe it wasn't Orla, I can't remember. It was anyway, David and Chloe were there, and they're like, they're singer, songwriter stuff going on. And I was sitting there and I went, Celtic woman is earth conscious on Tokyo FM. I was joking. And they picked that one.
Loved it. They loved it, right?
Loved it. So I'm a huge songwriter in Tokyo.
But you have done music for television and film and others. Tell us about some of that. That's a whole other career. That's fantastic.
That was fantastic. Those were the kind of things that I wish I had had time to absorb a little more, because again, they just all happened so quickly. We didn't realize. I knew we were recording Beyond the Sea for Panasonic, but didn't really understand. The same thing with the Disney show. They asked, would I sing a song? I went into the studio, recorded the song. They went, that's perfect, we'll use that. So I was like, oh, do I not get to go to Disney and stand in Disney and record it?
Right.
But no, I did it from Dublin. But yeah, no, just incredible. And those kind of things when I'm teaching kids now, every now and again they'll go, were you on the Disney soundtrack? Yes, that was me. And again, they don't believe me. They look at me and go, you're really old. So yeah, no, we had incredible opportunities that I'm really glad I didn't absorb at the time, because it's only when you were reading some of those things at the start I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize any of those numbers. That's kind of blows my mind a little. They're nice. It's nice to know, nice memories to have.
Absolutely. Was there ever thought of, and it's tougher because you have, a family and you have a home, so there is that steadiness, to have embarked on this Lisa Kelly solo career, where Lisa Kelly's touring here and Lisa Kelly becomes this big,
No.
When you said, okay, I'm going to wrap up the time with Celtic Woman, I'm going to create my own academy, raise the children with my husband, create a wonderful home and loving environment in Georgia and the United States. Was there ever, or did people ever pull at you, Lisa, your voice is amazing, Lisa, let's throw you out there and do your own thing? What was that like?
Absolutely. I mean, I've had that even, up until very recently as well. People go, oh, come on, just a little, but it's just, I really don't want, not that I don't want to, I am very fulfilled. And career wise, I say to people all the time, I'm so lucky to have achieved what I've achieved. It's very, very difficult to raise a family and to be on the road. And the ultimate for me was that I just didn't feel I could do either job very well anymore when I was on the road. And I needed to stop. Not that I wasn't enjoying the shows, but everything was hard. Everything just got really, really hard. I was away from Scott. I had 3 kids. The shows were, we were doing 7 or 8 shows a week. I just found I couldn't dedicate. I wasn't being a very good mom. I wasn't being a very good performer. I probably wasn't being a very good work colleague. I just felt something had to give. And I had done everything I wanted to do. I knew the time was up for me. I knew I had done it. I was very proud of what I've achieved. I had never any interest in being out there on my own. I can't even imagine being out there on my own. I liked having the support of the girls. I like sharing the stage with people. I don't really want it I don't want that pressure of it just being me all the time. And that's lonely too. It's a lonely place to be when it's just you on the road too. And I know you're surrounded by amazing people, but I was just so fulfilled at that stage. I say to people all the time, if I died tomorrow, I'd be very happy with everything that I've done. I just wanted the time with my kids, and with Harry coming along, I wanted to be able to be at home with at least one of them. And I can't even imagine being apart from him. Like, I don't even know how that would look like for him. He's just so used to us all being around. Whereas the other kids grew up like that. They knew what they had to do, and they loved, oh my goodness, they were the focus of everybody's attention. They had the best life growing up.
How about acting? I'm sure people have pulled you in that direction too, to act.
Yes, but I don't know.
I like the way you did that. Yes. Yeah. You reached a high octave there.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I never.
You even made that musical.
But I'm like really busy. I'm like genuinely really busy, and I love what I do, and I get to be at home I really do. I really love what I do. Yeah. I love teaching. I love doing my online classes. I love coming home every night. I'm about to finish up my semester this week. I've my last few classes today, and I finish up my weekly semesters. And then I get a break for 2 weeks, and then I do summer camps. And it's a nice flow. And my kids are older. My kids need me. We have a dance academy as well that my husband runs. That takes a lot of time. And, we just have a really nice life at the moment. I'm afraid to kind of mess with it in any way, change it up.
To toy with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm very hard.
Content. Yeah. I'm very happy for, 40s have been great. I've loved every minute of being in my 40s.
Now, do you hear back from the students? Have there been any students who've sort of graduated and gone on, and they've gone on to other grander things?
Oh, yeah, I've loads. I mean, the majority of mine that have finished are still in college. So I've lots of them that went to musical theatre. Then I have some that are out doing their own shows, some doing like Celtic Woman type shows, which is incredible to see
Yeah.
as well. And yeah, I have singer-songwriters that I've just so much talent within the school as well. So yeah, I can't ever get rid of them. They all come back. They all come back. It's great. It's great because you're a part of their life, and you get, as I said to you, I get to know them so well. I know so much about them. I know how they work. I know how they tick. So even if they come back just for a little fine tuning every now and again, I'm there with open arms for them. I'm just so honored to get to, be in the position that my teachers were in as well growing up. I have such love for the teachers that taught me, and the directors I worked with that helped me, and the girls that I worked with, and David. They're who form you to be the people you are as you go forward. And then you meet other people that show you what not to be. So,
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
grateful for all those experiences. And, if I can be a tiny bit of the experience of some of the kids I teach, well, then I'm very happy.
How about in your own family growing up? Was there a lot of musical influence? I know a lot of the,
Yes.
especially the Irish artists, always say when you grow up in Ireland, you're either handed a fiddle or, some other instrument, a guitar, or you learn to sing early on as a kid. How about you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my parents say I came out singing. And my dad always says when they shone a light on me when I was born, I took a bow. So, yeah, my mom and dad, both of them sing. My mom still sings and my dad sings. And my mom and dad met in a show when they were younger. So theater and music was a huge part of my family growing up. My granddad was an actor. All my dad's sisters, my mom's sisters, everybody sings. So it really was in the blood, and both my sisters sing as well. So we used to do the quintet from West Side Story in the back of the car. So we all had a part to do. I'm kind of raging I didn't grow up in the Hamilton era because we could have totally done the whole Hamilton show in the back of the car. It was a huge part of growing up, huge part.
Any others that are musical today that are in the family?
And my sisters both sing. They still both sing. Helen was on tour. My youngest sister was on tour with me. And then my sister Joanne was in the entertainment industry. She worked on movies. So she worked in a production role. So, they're both of them now are teachers. One is a fully qualified teacher and the other one is studying to be a teacher again. So, so it's just... you're right though. Irish people, like, we either sing, we dance, we play an instrument. It's just what you do. It's a huge part of our curriculum in school as well. It's so important. The arts are so important in Ireland. So I'm always fighting for that here because, it's the first thing to kind of go in the budget in schools. So it's such an outlet for people and such a discipline as well, especially theatre and especially the stage. It's such a good discipline to have your kids involved in.
What are some things that you've learned along the way about the industry, maybe even certain things about yourself? As Murphy here says, what advice do you give to your students to continue their love of music? What are some things that you learned along the way with all of these extraordinary experiences at various different levels that you've had in your life, Lisa?
I think personally, I feel you have to be easy to work with, and I find that hard because without getting too feminist on the issues, I feel it's very different for men and women. I really do. I feel it's very, very different, and I feel if women have any kind of issue with anything, they're difficult, and they're no longer. And there's so much of standing up for yourself and saying what you feel. That's really important. And I probably didn't do things like that. I'm very much a peacekeeper and very much just do what I'm told. So the older I've gotten, the better I've gotten to kind of go, no, I actually don't want to do that. Or I don't feel comfortable doing that. Those kind of things. I think it's very easy to think that you want to be involved in the entertainment industry until you see how much hard work actually goes into it. And that's why we don't remember a lot of what we did or have time to embrace what we did, because you're always on, you're always working, and you're it's very hard to take in how wonderful those opportunities are in the moment. And I wouldn't change it, but it's just such hard work, and you have to be, again, when we were when I was in Celtic Woman, there was less sort of message boards and less people able to say mean things about you online. So you kind of need to have a bit of a hard shell and let things bounce off you. And, you know, the older you get, that's a little easier to do, but it's still hard when you hear people say things about you. So you need a little suit of armor if this is what you want to do.
Yeah, and you build that up. I think we all do. We're in similar industries: television, broadcast, media, entertainment, where we're putting ourselves out there. We're putting out our energy and our talent to put smiles on the faces of other people, to lift them up, to get them thinking, get them reacting in maybe positive ways. And how through the years, if there's been any of that craziness, how have you handled that? Somebody did ask that question earlier too. And again, thanks to everybody who's commenting and watching and enjoying our show. We appreciate and love all of you. When there are times where, you know, you just did a stellar performance and you've worked your tail off, and then you get a couple of nutty comments and stuff like that, especially, you know, when you have the kids that you're teaching, you know, just one comment online that's negative could really, you know, wipe them out for a long time, where they take it so personally. How have you dealt with any of that, and what do you share with those who are who experience things like that, which everybody on the planet from time to time does, unfortunately?
They do, and I think it's way more prevalent now than it ever has been before. And I mean, I have the kind of personality that wants to win people over. And I hate unjustness. And as much as I tell the kids, I'm like, you know, not everybody's going to like you. And that's okay if they don't like you. There's nothing you can do to make people like you. That's something that I've had to try and teach myself to, and go, you know, not everybody's going to like you, and you're annoying to some people, and some people just don't like your voice. And, you know, and it's hard to remember. It's hard to remember that, you know, one person says something mean about you, and then everybody else says something nice, and that one thing still sticks in your head. And I wish I could say it doesn't anymore. I'm better at dealing with it depending on the day. Some days I won't deal with it as well as others, but like, you can put a photo of yourself out somewhere and get like 99 comments, and then you'll get one really mean comment, and those kind of things, they hurt. But I constantly remind the kids, and I try to remind myself, that I've chosen to put myself out there to be judged. And we don't all choose to go down the road. I mean, certainly Celtic Woman is way bigger than I ever thought it would be. I still would have done it if I had known, but like, you do put yourself out to be judged. And I remember doing a meet and greet once, and I was PBS, as you know, but for your viewers who don't know, we always did PBS meet and greets after the show. And because there was 5 of us, we eventually stopped doing it as 5, because the meet and greets would go on so long after the show. It could be nearly 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning by the time we're getting out of the venue. So we started like mixing it up, and 3 girls would do it, and then 2 girls would do it. So I remember one night sitting at the table, and this man comes in and he looks at me and goes, "Oh, not you again." And I was like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "I got you the last time. I was really hoping for Chloe this time." And I was like, "Oh, I was really hoping for George Clooney this time at the meet and greet, but it doesn't happen.
Right.
You're stuck with me, and I'm stuck with you. So let's do it." And you kind of, some days are much better than others. Some days I take it to heart. Some days I answer people that I shouldn't bother answering, you know, but I do, because I feel people think it's really okay to pretend they're being honest, and to feel that they're entitled to be honest, to tell you what they have to say. And I find that sometimes really difficult, because just because you can be honest doesn't mean you should be honest, and you don't know how it's going to affect somebody on any particular day. So I try so hard especially with the girls, go, listen, let it roll off your back as much as you can. There's haters are going to hate. There are people that are just miserable, and they want to bring others down to raise themselves up. You know, and unfortunately, that is the world we kind of live in today. So we just have to deal with it as best we can.
That's exactly right. That's beautifully said and very inspiring, because Like you said, the social media situation has just sort of exacerbated that in many ways, especially for the kids. You know, the
And it's
bullying
shocking.
and the anonymous comment. You can just leave an anonymous
Oh,
comment.
don't get me started.
Uh,
Yeah, I spend my time with my kids. There's anonymous boards for Irish dance and the stuff that's said that the kids relay back to me. And the worst part is that it's the kids reading comments, and I just I don't understand it. I just don't understand. It's such a horrible way to deal with your own insecurities, to like put kids and other people down. Shocking.
Absolutely right. Yes. And, but you have the right spirit and the right attitude. And I think that's why, people gravitate to you. Uh, One of the things I recognized about all of you when I first met you 17 years ago and you came over to the States as Celtic Woman, um, is this wonderful sense of humor and having the ability to, regardless of what life throws at us, let some of it roll off the back. Or it could be an Irish thing, because I do the same thing. Somebody could throw something at you and you try to find the humor in it. You
Mhm.
try to turn it around where whatever they said, whatever they did, whatever becomes almost humorous, where the person that was the one that said or did it, they end up laughing sometimes themselves because you're laughing at the
Yeah.
craziness of whatever it is. So uh, Chloe, Mairead, you, all of you have this wonderful sense of humor. And I think that's a beautiful thing too, because that's how you get through life, was the levity and the lovity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And having great people around you and being secure in who you are, knowing that, I come home to a really loving husband. I come home to great kids. I know I have a happy life. And I think unfortunately it's, some people are just very bitter and very sad, and life is a little harder for them than it is for everybody else. And I really do try and take that into account with people and go, well, you don't have the things that I have, and I get that. I understand that. So yeah, but I do think Irish people, for the most part, we have a good sense of humor, and we're able to laugh at ourselves, and we're able to, like, honestly, being around great Irish women on that tour, we had some wonderful laughs, and we had a great lead. Like, we had a girl in charge of us, Rachel, who I know you know, and she looked after us and she minimized everything, because you're in a bubble when you're on tour, and issues become much bigger than they would be. Like, when you think about the things we were moaning about or giving out about, you're like, oh, for God's sake, like, really, really, in the grand scheme of things. But it does become a bubble when you're on the road and you're with the same people all the time, and you're thrown together as a family and you're not a family. And, so it can become difficult. So having a good sense of humor, being able to laugh at each other or cheer each other up, which I think really was, I've often said we were colleagues, like, we worked together. And so you do have closer bonds with some of your work colleagues than others, but everybody that we worked with had the same level of respect for each other. There was never a lack of respect, and there was always, always fun on that bus. Always.
I would imagine too, after all of this time spent together, especially with Celtic Woman, I mean, you're talking a long time, that you become like not only dear friends, but like sisters in a way, right? You tell each other about, things going on in your life. You're rooting for each
Mhm.
other. You're lifting one another up, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, there has to be, because the mood that you're in sets the mood for everybody else. So whether it's a selfish point of view that you're going, I'm gonna have to cheer her up because I cannot spend another minute in the dressing room with her. Like, but everybody has bad days on the road. And again, because you live in a bubble, you forget that. And you forget that, somebody's hurting, or somebody's homesick, or somebody misses their kids, or somebody misses their husband or their boyfriend, or like, there was those things. Then you're on the road and like people die, and you're like, oh, what do I do now? I still have to
Right.
go on the stage that night, and you still have to give a performance. So yeah, it's really important. It's really important to have the right people, and thankfully we did always have the right people. We had great girls on the road, great people, great crew,
Yeah.
wonderful band, wonderful management. It was just wonderful.
Mm. Would you ever write a book at all? Would you ever, talk about, experiences?
Salacious.
Oh, it would
I
be
don't think
salacious.
anyone.
Oh, that kind of book.
Yeah, I could.
Ah,
I was approached at one point to write a book,
I'm
but you
sure.
know what? I'd only left a little bit, and probably I have more perspective now that I'm a good few years out of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've lots of wonderful anecdotes to share.
Nuggets. They asked, did you see the Celtic Woman skit on Saturday Night Live?
I did. I've been waiting for somebody to mention that today. Yes, now I will preface by saying I don't actually watch Saturday Night Live. I never have. When we were in Riverdance, there was loads of them used to run home on Saturday night because they were so excited to see Saturday Night Live. It wasn't anything I was used to. And then over the last couple of months with the election and stuff, I've been watching a bit of Saturday Night Live. So yes, I was shocked. And I did share it myself though on Facebook because I thought it was quite funny.
Hey, when you're parodied on Saturday Night Live, you've made it
Well,
big, right?
this is the thing. This is where
That's what
it
they
says
say.
there's no such thing as bad publicity.
So, before we go, what are some of well, we've listed out quite a few actually, and they're ongoing blessings and joys in your life that continue to inspire you. Again, you've done incredible work. You've inspired so many people through your presence, your personality, your humor, your poise, grace, your caring, empathetic spirit, the heart and soul of the person Lisa Kelly is, who I know, on stage, on television, but also have seen you, and we've chatted and had conversations off stage, and you're the real deal. And that's what I love about you guys, and you as well, Lisa, is you are a straight shooter. You're the real deal. People gravitate to you because they know there's an authenticity there. Though you were in lavish gowns and beautiful stages and lighting and knocked it out of the park doing that, you're also human and real and authentic and approachable and affable. And that makes you well-rounded. And I imagine there's lots of blessings and joys in your life that you turn to that continue to inspire you as you're inspiring others, right?
Yes, I mean, thank you. They're all, gosh, really nice words. Yeah, I mean, I'm really lucky. I have an incredible family. I have an incredible mom and dad and sisters, and I'm really blessed with an incredible, resilient husband who supports me no matter what, and vice versa. We're just a really good team, and our kids are wonderful. I have incredible friends both in Ireland and here in Georgia, and for me, I'm just thankful that I have this gift that I'm not willing, but that I love to share. And I don't necessarily believe it's singing, but it's it's a story. And I don't know, I'm just really lucky in that I'm able to do what I love doing most. I don't feel like it's work. I love being a part of these kids' lives. I love singing. I love teaching singing. Even though I get very nervous as a performer, I'm a nervy performer. When it's over, I love it. It's like, that was the week leading up to it, I'm probably a bit of an antichrist to live with. But once it's over, I go, oh God, that was fun. But yeah, I'm just really lucky with the people I surround myself with, and I have a good radar when it comes to toxicity, and I'm good at stepping away from toxic, negative kind of things and people, and that's been a trait that I've been lucky to have. And again, I'm really lucky that I had this experience with Celtic Woman and Riverdance and everything else I did prior to this, which led to these kind of things. I'm just very, very blessed.
Absolutely. You certainly are, my friend. And of course, right here, the ultimate blessing is the love of family. Mm-hmm. And nothing tops the love of family. And of course, the Academy. And I love this shot. We didn't show this shot before.
They're my babies. Yes, they're my babies. There's Emmy and Shay and Ellie, I think, in the background there. Yes, that was for camp last year. All masked and ready to go.
That's it.
Our wonderful Academy. Well, thank you. You're so good. It's been so lovely to talk to you.
My pleasure, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
We will have you back. I hope the
Anytime.
show met whatever expectations that you had.
It was lovely.
It was lovely. And that you enjoyed the time with me, my friend. That
I did.
It was so great catching up with you. And again, I can't believe that we've known each other this long, 17 years.
And you look better than ever. Look at you. Look at you.
Look at you.
Fountain of youth, Jim.
None
Masters.
of us, we haven't changed, Lisa Kelly.
No, just got better. Fine wines, Jim.
I know you got to scoot off because
Yes,
you have a class coming up.
I do.
But online, quickly, website, if people want to learn more.
Oh, actually, you know what? Facebook is the best way to
Okay.
catch me. Facebook, the Lisa Kelly Voice Academy, the Lisa Kelly Singer page, any of those. I'm a Facebook girl. I do everything through Facebook these days. Just easier to update. So yes, you can check out anything there, and I'm always available for questions.
Say hi to Scott and everybody, and we will
I will.
chat
They
soon.
send their love.
Oh, right back at you. And I hope we get a chance to see each other again real soon. That would be a blessing, Lisa.
You too, sir. Good to see you, Jim. Take
All right.
care.
Thanks for joining us, my friend.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Lisa Kelly, she's off to actually teach right now at 3:30. She's just going to scoot off. She has a lesson at the academy. Thank you very much, Joan. Wonderful show. Thank you, Jim and Lisa. And Demarit says, many thanks for this moment. My pleasure. This is what we do all the time. Want to let you know we've got a music legend coming up tonight. Yes, at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the one and only from the famed Pointer Sisters, Anita Pointer, is joining us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live. Unbelievable that she's joining us as well. And if this is the first time you're checking out our show, we're here 7 days a week live. It is a fun show. We always have a lot of fun, levity, good times. We always learn something. Great entertainment, inspiring conversations, like a talk show, an entertainment lifestyle talk show on television. And it's so cool to have you guys here. Thanks for, again, all the support of the show, all the levity, all of the fantastic comments on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook as well at Jim Masters TV, also on Instagram and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. We also have a Facebook group for this show. It's JMS Live, Levity Hall, JMS Live, Levity Hall. And I say thank you so much to my dear friend Lisa Kelly once again for joining us. This was one of the first times we met at the public television studios here in the United States when I interviewed all of the ladies of Celtic Woman, and we've all stayed friends since. Mairead Nesbitt was on the show. Chloe Agnew has been on the show. Lynn Hillary has been on the show as well. You can see those past episodes here on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. And there is, of course, Mairead and Lisa with myself when I was interviewing them on the public television studio during their Celtic Woman broadcasts. And just really good times. And again, she's just a wonderful person and a dear friend. I'm glad we got a chance to share her with all of you as she stopped by the Jim Masters Show live today. And thank you for stopping by. Again, Anita Pointer will be with us tonight from the Pointer Sisters. And then on Monday, Seamus Kelleher is going to be with us. He's known as the Guitar Master. He's amazing. He's originally from Ireland. He lives here in the States. He's going to be with us on Monday. That is tomorrow. And we look forward to that as well. Again, we thank Lisa for joining us. And if you missed any of the episode here, you'd like to see it again, perhaps you can by going to you're on the YouTube channel now. So you just pretty much stay right there and everything is there for you. You can see all of the episodes, over 400 episodes of our amazing lifestyle entertainment. You call it what you want. It's something for everybody. Lifestyle entertainment talk show here, the Jim Masters Show Live. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This was a blast. And we hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Show it some levity. That really helps our show. It helps us deliver more great content for you as well. Great show. Kathleen, thank you as well. I know that you got one of the super chats earlier. Thanks for your support of the show. We thank you so very much. You're one of the best, Kathleen, and a dear friend. And Beth, thank you. And thank you as well. And Carla watching in Brazil, thank you. And Jane watching in Sweden. These are our regular Levity viewers. And Lisa, of course, was in Georgia. We thank her. We thank Maureen in Arizona and Gary in Iowa. Merlin, who's watching in Ontario, Canada, and everybody that is watching all around the world. Thank you so very, very much for all these great comments. Just checking out some of these great comments. Good to see everybody here. Thanks for all the lovity. We really appreciate it. You guys are the best. And Kathleen, thank you again. We appreciate that. Wow, so amazing, chill, so beautiful. When you see those colors, that means she did a super chat. We have super chat and super stickers now on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. It allows us to highlight and bring to the top a certain comment when you're commenting during the live show. And that also helps the show as well. So thank you, Kathleen. We appreciate that. That's a very beautiful gesture. And you are the best. Again, really amazing episode we have here. And really just beautiful. And, you know, Marie Nesbitt was also on the show recently, and she wanted to say some beautiful words about our 1-year anniversary. She was on the show twice, and I just want to show you what she had to say. Lisa and Marie are dear friends, and we're all friends, and she wanted to share this.
Jim, this is from my little studio here, and I just want to congratulate you on your 1st-year anniversary and 400 shows later. That is absolutely amazing, and I just want to say lots of love from me here, and to all the lovelies out there as well. Keep an eye out for lots of exciting news coming up from me soon. MaireNesbitt.com and JTV.com as well, and my new shows Celtic Spells. So Jim, have a fantastic night. I'm so delighted for you. Congratulations, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And some other notables that you may recall who have been on our show as well. They're dear friends. From the Celtic Thunder side of things, my good friend Neil Byrne.
Well, hello, Jim. I wanted to say a huge congrats on your anniversary. A year's anniversary, pretty cool. I can't believe, where did that year go to? I've been on with you twice in the year, and you know what? There were 2 of the most amazing interviews I've ever had, and I tell you the reason why is because it wasn't like just your normal interview. It was just sit back and relax, and as the man says, chew the fat and just enjoy a really nice conversation. And I couldn't have enjoyed a conversation as much with many other people, because you're such a nice man, Jim. You've always been really good to me as well, and I really appreciate that too. Listen, I wish you the very, very best in all the future with your show. The world needs more of this right now, you know what? Because you have such great quality, such a beautiful show it is. You know, I've watched many people being interviewed on it, and they all seem to have the same outlook as me. You're sitting down, it's like sitting down with a friend, having a bit of crack and a lovely conversation, and enjoying the environment. So listen, I want to say thank you once again. The very best. This show is only going to Sun, Moon and Stars. That's what I'm talking about. It really is, for the Jim Master Show, because you're a legend, and I really appreciate every minute of what you do. Jim, take good care. God bless, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Thanks a million. We appreciate that. Our dear friend Neil Byrne, Ryan Kelly, also, you know, from Celtic Thunder. Interviewed him many, many times. He was on our show twice. You can see those episodes on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV as well. Boy, do we have a lot of fun on this show. Here's what Ryan Kelly had to say.
Hi, it's Ryan Kelly here, just saying a massive happy anniversary to Jim and marking this amazing achievement to have over 400 plus shows at this stage every day of the week over the past year. It's been fantastic, Jim. It was a pleasure to be on your show a couple of times. I always enjoyed the crack, and just having a chat as I know this show has been a lifeline to so many people across the world. And yeah, congratulations, and here's to the next 100. Well done, Jim.
Thanks, my buddy Ryan. We also had Rosa O'Reilly on the show, live from Ireland. She is the cousin of Keith Harkin and Rebecca Harkin. And she had these nice words.
Hi, Jim. Happy anniversary to you and all the lovelies. I really, really enjoyed being on your show. It was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you and performing. And I loved hearing all the nice comments from the Lovedies. It was amazing. I hope that I can come back again. Happy anniversary.
We had Roy Buckley on the show, another brilliant Irish musical guest. He had these words.
Hey Jim, congratulations are in order, my friend, on a milestone. Keep the success going. You're snowballing and you're still going. Congratulations. I have no doubt in my mind that the anniversary celebrations are in full swing with you and all your viewers. Continued success to you. I enjoyed our chat recently and I hope that we'll get to do it again down the line soon. Stay safe, good health to you and all your followers, and I hope to see you down the line, my friend. Take care. Congratulations again, Jim.
And thank you, my buddy Roy Buckley. They're live from Ireland as well. And that's just a few. If you want to see more, you can see them on our YouTube channel. Check for the JMS Live Epic 1 year anniversary celebration episode. That was just a couple of nights ago. And we played a ton of those that came in from our celebrity friends and guests. And we also had some celebrity friends and guests who joined us live on the show as well. You guys are the best. We're going to scoot out because we're back for Double Lovety, another show coming up with Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters. She's going to be here live, and that's going to be amazing. We love you all. Thanks for being with us. Join us daily at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's our regularly scheduled time. Sometimes we do these earlier shows as well to accommodate the guests and to have some more fun with all of you here on the Jim Masters Show Live. It's always a blessing when you guys are here. Take care. Be well. We'll see you again on the next episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. Bye-bye.